Hello, my friends. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you're doing well. With the way the world is these days, I've found myself reflecting a lot on how to navigate it as somebody who wants to stay connected to myself and to the world and not feel overwhelmed and shut down. Most of the narratives that we are fed in modern culture suggests that strength, or to be strong, is a process of hardening, of pushing past things or transcending them. But for me, power lies in softness. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions about softness. Softness in this context is by no means passive or weak. It is not submissive or enabling. As I've come to know it, it is a state of deep inner poise and sovereignty. It is unwaveringly anchored, yet fluid. It empowers us through its inherent connection to our deep internal essence and knowing. That space that we all have within us, that is a boundless spring of life force, a space that is not affected by external circumstance. The fact is that hard things can break, soft things don't. I often think of an image of a cloud or a body of water, how in any encounter they stay true to their form and course, and anything just simply passes through. They remain the element that they are, and therefore remain intact. Whereas hardness is like trying to be like a mountain. And maybe you can relate to that image because it's so commonly used to describe being strong. But anything that confronts a mountain results in an impact, and the mountain itself is affected. It breaks or it crumbles. When it comes to power, when I am soft, my power remains within myself. Whereas when I harden, my awareness and my state of being are beholden to those things outside of myself. And that's how we give those things our power, things of which we have no control over. Hardening to finding safety and control is tricky though, because in the short term, it can seem and feel like power or protection. But I'm learning that in the long term, that is not the case. I've also been paying attention to how, when I harden to life, how that restricts life. It restricts my own growth, my own ability for connection, my physical health, my relationships, because hardness is a contraction, and therefore it restricts movement in our life, our body, our emotions, our mind. Softness enables movement in those areas. It invites life and change, and therefore transformation, health, and new ways of being. Now here's the key. Softness is more about prioritizing and empowering the process than it is about the outcome. It's about prioritizing our connection to ourselves and our humanity, because the wisdom of softness is the knowing that how I move through something is just as important as the outcome. And this is the key. The process of our lives hold just as much power and consequence as the results we experience. For example, it recognizes the true price of any experience where I have to repress my true feelings or disconnect from a part of myself. I might be more comfortable in the short term, but I pay the much larger price in the long term. It is a fact of our neurobiology and somatic system that everything we harden to or anything we attempt to repress never actually goes away. It gets stored in our bodies and our subconscious mind and continues to affect our behavior and our perception of the world. In other words, you get through it, but you do not get past it. We pay with our humanity, our well-being, and connection with ourselves. It was uncomfortable, but also necessary to realize that I cannot keep myself from ups and downs or feeling, from pain, from overwhelm, sadness, and grief, or the experience of loss and uncertainty. Because life will happen, and the way of life is always in and through. So perhaps finding our power as sensitive people, or just as people, is in reframing the perspective. Instead of asking, how can I protect myself? The real question is, how can I care for myself? How can I meet myself as I go through this? That's where softness comes in. It's a way of being that supports us as we go through life and preserves our humanity and our connection with ourselves. It is a way in and through times like these, not just for ourselves, but also as a way to support the collective. As I was writing this, I decided not to try to say exactly what softness is. It's one of those things that we all have to go through the journey within ourselves to create an embodied understanding of it. It is a dynamic and evolving knowing that is rooted in us following our own intuitive guidance. And this evolution in our understanding meets us wherever we are in present time in our own journey. When I first encountered it, it was like a fragrance that I sensed, a fragrance that I followed and revealed itself to me more and more. Even now as you listen, I'm sure you get a sense of it, and I invite you to follow it. So while everything in our world may be telling us to harden, our world needs softness right now. We all need and deserve softness in our life and to navigate these times. So wherever you are in the world, remember this quote: as a rule, whatever is fluid, soft, and yielding will overcome whatever is rigid and hard. This is another paradox. What is soft is strong. Thank you so much for watching. Sending you my love.